Oh, what's up, all 1,200 of you What's up? Welcome back, all 1,200 of you fellow poker junkies, to another episode. Yes, I did get there on purpose. Now, I don't normally play like this. Why would I do that? I'm gonna let Past Sean explain it to you. The last time I did this, I traveled down to Arizona. And I told him I was from Idaho, and basically just gave him the impression that I was just somebody who really didn't know what they was doing. It paid off in a pretty big way for me. I got a guy to fold to a deuce 7 early with top pair. Definitely put him on tilt. I ended up getting more of his chips throughout the night because that dumb guy from Idaho that showed up was stealing the chips with deuce 7. Well, now he was chasing me and trying to get the chips from me, and then I just started turning over big hands, right? And he kept paying me off. Here, people know me. They know that I play pretty tight and that I don't get too out of line, and we're going to stretch that a little bit to start the night. We'll see how it works. Typically, like I said, I only do this with people I don't know, so we're in some uncharted waters here, and things can go really well or really terribly. There's only one way to find out, and that is to get to the table and start slinging some chips around and see where they land. Let's go! We buy in for 10 crisp $100 bills and take our seat playing some 3-5. Now in this game, we play bomb pots every new dealer change, so the first hand of the night is this one. $20 bomb pot, and we have ace-king suited. Ooh, baby, that looks all right. Now, before we get into this hand, I gotta tell you, I know what you're gonna say by the end. You're gonna say, Sean, you're a coward. Let me tell you, I approach bomb pots like a skittish cat. If there's any sudden movements, I'm gonna run behind the couch and hide. Now I get ace-king suited and go to a flop that gives us top pair on ace-10-3 rainbow. I'm the big blind, so I'm out of position here to everybody else. It's a bomb pot, people could have anything, sets, 2 pairs, etc. I'm not going to go ahead and lead into this one, so I check planning to call a bet, but the action checks through. The turn is another 10. Well, now I'm taking the same approach because any player that had a weak 10 and didn't want to put money in now has trips. So I check again, the action checks through a second time. So now I'm confident I have the best hand, and we get the 8 on the river. The small blind leads for $25. I debate making a raise, but again, somebody could be slow playing and could come over the top. It's so hard when you don't have good information to work with. So I just end up making the call. I'm happy to get the showdown. If somebody raises, I'm planning to call that as well. I show the hand, and we're more than good against an 8. Go ahead. You can say it. I'm a coward. All right, we're about an orbit in, and I decide that it's time to make our move. I look down at that silicone-injected Jack-4 offsuit and raise it up to $20 when it folds to me. 2 players seem to be sensing that I might be trying to cheat the table with some garbage, and they make the call. The flop is pretty decent for us, 4-9-9 with 2 hearts. You know we drove here with plans to be an absolute spaz, and the best way to stick to that plan is to fire more money into this pot. I bet 55 and get a caller. The mission is almost accomplished. We just need one more fold. The turn is the 6 of hearts. You already know what I'm going to do. I fire $90 this time, but I get snap called. Snap called. The board is really scary, and our opponent doesn't seem to mind at all. And on top of that, the guys I'm working with in the production booth are sending me a signal that my hand is not the best one here, and... nothing. I don't think we can fire another barrel here on this river. We have to know when to let off the gas, even when we're planning on being a spaz to steal the hand. The river's the king of spades. I announce the give-up check. Our opponent quickly checks back and turns up pocket queens. I wonder if one more big bet might have done it. Not sure, but I wasn't expecting a hand like this based on the preflop action. All right, well, we showed Jack-4 offsuit, so we've begun to establish the image, and now there's one limp before it folds around to me with Queen-Jack on the button. I raise this one up to $25, and I get 3 callers. The flop is 10-7-4 with 2 hearts, and this hits our opponent's ranges more than it does mine. So let's keep this pot small and just check. There's plenty of cards that I can turn that will add some equity. The turn is the Queen of Spades. That's one of them. It checks around to me again. Now we have a top pair. We're going to go for some value here by betting 55. The whole table can tell I'm no longer playing trash, so they all let it go. All right, now another bomb pot shows up, and I have a trash deuce 7 offsuit. I didn't even start my camera for this one, but nobody's showing much interest in this pot until a very small bet on the turn for $30. I make the call and roll camera, action. I'm picking up that this guy has no hand. He's bet $30 now, and I've got deuce 7, so I have nothing. I've got a blocker to the diamond draw, really, is all I have. but that'll be enough. There's plenty of scare cards. This weak little bet, I'm going to allow the board to get slightly scarier, and then I'm going to blast on the river. Things are looking good. I can just feel it. This is a medium hand, and we're going to blow him off of it by the river, and we're going to steal this pot. Let's go for it. The river's the king of diamonds. Perfect. Exactly the kind of card that we're looking for. The flush gets there. The overcard comes in. That means we're firing. I fire like I hit the flush for $125. He's going to be in a miserable spot and have a terrible decision to try to... Son of a... Snap call. 6-10 of diamonds. Made the flush. Maybe I'm still figuring out my gift. So our plan is a two-step plan. Step one, get a little out of line. Show the table we're crazy, and lose some money. That step is accomplished. We've accomplished that step. Step two, make the nuts and get paid. I don't know what to do. If step two doesn't happen, then we have a terrible plan. Losing is easy enough. We can do that anytime. So we got to make the nuts. Let's get paid. Let's get back in there.
Hey everyone, I'm Heidi. I'm Sean's wife. He's been really busy lately, so he asked me to review this hand history. I'm going to do the best I can, so here it goes. Looks like Sean has an A of shovel's and the Q of flowers. The players are trying to win some pot. Sean puts in 3 green circles. Some cards show up here, and it looks like it's the K of jewels, the 2 of love, and the 8 of love. Oh. Now he puts out some green and some red circles. He moves his card forward. The dealer takes everything. Well, let's see. He couldn't spell anything, and he didn't have any matches, so I think he might have lost. Oh boy.
Now ace-4 suited shows up. We're in the low jack, still deep, and it folds to me. This is a reasonable spot for us to open with the plan to flush mine. If we can get a bunch of hearts out there, we can get paid and get somebody's entire stack. So I'm going to raise to $20. I get 2 callers. The flop is ace, king, 3, 2 spades, and it checks to me. All I have is a bad top pair, and I can easily be beat by a better ace that made the call preflop. It checks through. The turn is the 2 of spades bringing in the flush. The small blind now leads out a smallish bet of $25. So it's not enough for us to go away. That price is fine, and I make the call. The river is the 7 of clubs, and the small blind bets again for $75. Now, our opponents can have something like a single queen of spades where they had a flush draw that showed up on the turn, and they decided to bet that and then fire again to try to take it down here on the river. There's not a ton of bluffs, but there are enough that the price is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and make the call, and our opponent announces that we are good, and we scoop this one up. And now we get pocket tens. Great opportunity. We're on the button. Let's bump this one up. There's an open to 15 and a call, so I'm going to make it $75. If I take all the money down here, that's great. And if not, I'm probably getting called in position. That's a good thing. Pretty happy with it. The small blind pauses like he's thinking, dude, what are you doing? I just 3-bet. You're out of position. I'm clearly interested in this pot. Just fold. Don't think about calling or raising. The small blind has no manners. He chooses to 4-bet me when I specifically asked him not to. His sizing is really interesting. He chooses $175. This feels like a weird raise where he's trying to get rid of everyone else, but doesn't want to play for a bunch of chips. I'm not exactly sure what the scenario is. 4 bets are rare. I'm not going to 5-bet him with 10s. My price is insane, and I'm in position. I flick in the call. I think you can fold this, but my price is too good. The flop is ace, 10, 10. We drill quads. No, that's not true. Unfortunately, the flop is ace 4-7. The small blind continues for $200. The tough thing is he's supposed to continue with basically everything, but basically all of his 4-bet range has a better hand than mine. So my only move is to either fold or to go for the raise and try to get him to fold better. I don't know how often I'm going to actually get him to fold better. For that reason, I end up just laying this one down. It sucks. But it turns out we would have lost a lot more money without a 10 hitting on the flop on like undercards because our opponent had pocket kings. All right, now we pick up pocket 9s in the big blind. There are 2 limps before it gets back.
Wait.
Whoa, almost got skipped there. But We were able to stop it, and we are definitely not checking. I bump it up to $35, and I get 2 callers. The flop is 10-7-7, which is actually pretty decent for us. I continue for 65 here, and I get 1 player to call. The turn brings a jack, which does 2 things for us. It brings a straight draw in, and it adds an overcard for any of the combos containing a 10 that would have called on the flop. I'm going to bet again here, and if I don't take it down now, I'm betting again on any 8, 9, queen, king, or ace on the river. 2 of those give us a monster, and 3 of them make it really uncomfortable for an opponent when they hold a 10. The river is a 9, and our house is now full. We're betting for value and hoping that our opponent has somehow either slow played a 7, or we can convince them that I am bluffing. I lead for $300. We paid for the image earlier in the night. This is why we did it. Here is the payoff. Oh, the stupid plan. Why? Why? We purposely tried to build the image so we could get paid now. We don't. Doesn't feel good. And now for my favorite hand of the year so far. This one is also a bomb pot, and we have suited trash. But that is the beauty of bomb pots. If you take a moment to change your perspective, you will realize that these suited rags are like Cinderella. They basically never get to go to the dance. But now that they're here, they can steal the show. We flop a flush draw on ace of hearts, 7 of hearts, 10 of clubs, and it checks to middle position who bets $45. This bet fits like a glass slipper, and we're going to try it on. Come on, heart. The turn is the 7 of diamonds. The action now checks to me, and I'm happy to see a free card. The river is the king of spades. We didn't make a hand, so why is this my favorite hand of the year? Oh, watch what happens next. Small blind puts out a small bet of $75. It moves to middle position, and watch what he does. He's cutting out chips for a call, and now starts pulling out more chips like he's going to raise. Then mucks with an amazing evil laugh. Now, the table laughs for a second, but I was watching the small blind while middle position was cutting out chips, and he looked frustrated with the raise that was being assembled. I double-checked my cards, but the only pair we have is a pair of balls. I wasn't planning on going for it on this river, but I feel like this was genuine body language and not an act. We're going to put it out there. I line out a $350 bet. The small blind tosses his cards in the middle, and now I need to get middle position's address so I can send him a Christmas card. I probably wasn't going to win this without him showing us the playbook. All right, well, the question is, would I do this again? No, I wouldn't. I would do it, but I would only do it when I'm traveling. When you're traveling, nobody knows what you're up to. They don't really know who you are, and so you have a chance to come in and kind of convince them that you're one person and then pull the rug and make a bunch of money. Locally, people are just like, well, that was a weird spazzy play, but they don't really shift what they're doing. So it ends up just kind of being the exact same thing for you, except that you punt off a bunch of money. So in the end, I end up booking a $35 loss, not what I wanted, but I did learn some things, and it would have been probably a $300-400 win if I had just not given away chips for free. Well, we end this one flat, but hey, a lot of exciting things coming. I'm headed to Vegas soon, which means just binge sessions of poker, which means tons of content, just a flood of content coming your way. Can't wait to bring it all to you. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Speaking of a lot of fun, check out this video. This is an interview with Corey Eyring. It was an absolute blast. I think you'll really enjoy it if you haven't watched it yet. In the meantime, have a great week. Thanks for supporting the channel. I sure appreciate you, and I will talk to you again soon.
Subscribe.